tonight's original with in-depth reporting on a topic we've been watching. Let's talk about the American dream, a new series where we're looking at the promises that a lot of people think about when they think of the promise of America and whether or not those promises are actually happening for people. This week, it's about housing. Really part of the definition of what the American dream is. Work hard, save money, then buy a house. Maybe have your family in that house. But that milestone is becoming more and more out of reach for a lot of us. First-time homebuyers made up the smallest percentage ever last year, only about 25%. So why is that happening? And more importantly, is it going to change? NBC News correspondent Sam Brock has the story.
In housing markets all over the country, big and small, coastal and inland, there's a riddle that first-time homebuyers like Kevin Lederer of Orlando are trying to solve.
When did your reality come crashing down on trying to buy a house?
About 2 years ago when I started making offers and getting outbid nonstop.
How do you navigate higher home prices, stiff competition, and now an uptick in interest rates all climbing in the last few years? Increasingly, the answer for millions is simple. You don't.
Everyone has the hope of owning a house. Is this shattering that illusion for many families?
Somewhat, yeah. Being a 31-year-old, recently married, having our first child, raising a family, like you want to have that American dream of having a home that you can build a family in.
It's not as if Kevin, who works in private investigative services, and his wife Hayden, a 28-year-old wedding coordinator, haven't been trying. The new parents saved up for a down payment for years and collectively make just under $200,000 annually. Still, it's not enough.
The typical first-time home buyer, the share actually dropped to the lowest level we've ever recorded in our 41-year history of the report. We also saw that the age jumped to the highest we've ever seen before.
To give you some better perspective, just over a quarter of homes sold between July of 2021 and the end of June 2022 were purchased by first-time buyers. That's a dramatic drop from the historic benchmark of 40%. And the average age, normally around Kevin and Hayden's, is now up to 36. Housing experts say part of the problem can be traced to rents soaring along with inflation, sapping savings, as well as the fact that first-time homebuyers aren't facing an even playing field.
First-time homebuyers, they do not have home equity to begin with. And we know that repeat buyers, they do have home equity. They already have a house.
All of these factors have thrown a wrench in many plans, along with geography in Kevin's case. The top two states for new residents are Texas and Florida, and a flood of new people means more demand and higher prices.
Before the pandemic, the same sort of houses that you were looking at, that you were unable to buy, how much would they have cost?
$250,000, $275,000. Now,
how much are they now?
Close to $400,000.
And the younger generation needs more help than ever to get a down payment. The latest National Association of Realtor numbers show more than a quarter are staying with friends or family to save for a down payment. And the majority are making sacrifices, cutting back on luxury goods, clothes, and entertainment.
In terms of the quitting, I think we need to keep in mind a couple things. First of all, we had a once-in-a-lifetime surge in signing bonuses when there was a dearth of employees found, especially for menial and hourly jobs. I don't know if you remember, but restaurants and gas stations and all sorts of kind of entry-level jobs were offering incredible signing bonuses. Those have gone away, and so therefore quitting the quit certainly makes sense. In addition, a lot of white-collar jobs have started to take back the remote work option. And so people that were looking to go ahead and continue what was a pandemic luxury of being able to work remotely fairly often, if not exclusively, has also gone away. A lot of employers want their employees back in the office, and I think a lot of employers are no longer offering as much of an extensive option regarding remote work as they did.
Right.
And then finally, I would also say that pandemic concerns, simply health concerns, especially for healthcare workers, have gone down dramatically.
Well, it's more
people are not as concerned.
3 years post-pandemic, so it's about time for people to start getting back into the office. But some of this data is a little disconnected and confusing. You know, the jobs market has been the bright spot for the Biden administration. You had a strong ADP report yesterday. Looks like we might get a strong jobs number today. Investors are trying to look at this and look at the Fed, figure out, you know, persistently high, sticky inflation, how the Fed's going to combat it. I mean, the market really sold off yesterday on that ADP number because it feels like rate hikes are on the horizon.
I think rate hikes are on the horizon, and I'll continue to say it. I've said it to Maria a number of times. I say we continue to go higher, but more important than continuing to go higher, let's say we go another 100 basis points from where we are right now. I think we stay that high for a number of years.
Yeah.
I don't think that the Fed is going to go ahead and get to its inflation targets very soon. I think it is going to take a long period of time. But Jackie, that is okay relative to the markets. I don't think that that's wrong. The markets have been able to take this in stride. It is going to crush some very interest rate sensitive industries such as real estate. And I think we're going to see a multi-year, maybe decade-long fallout, first on commercial.
Hi, it's Tisha Powell. Friends, go ahead and hit that free like and that free subscribe button. That way you get the latest breaking news. So you've just listened to NBC and Fox segment, and there are two different tales of real estate in the United States. And I'm about to tell you why real estate is so expensive in the United States. I've been doing real estate for 41 years now in the United States. And I'm about to tell you the 3 reasons real estate is expensive. And then I'm going to give you 3 ways to save for your down payment. Okay, so basically NBC saying it's so expensive that people have to be cutting back so much to get to the down payment, because it's always been that way, that banks always want some down payment skin in the game. However, you hear on Fox Business a gentleman saying that first the commercial real estate is going to crash, then he's saying it's going on to residential. Bam! That's kind of wrong. First of all, real estate is location, 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 location. So all residential real estate will not be coming down. Number 2, a lot of hedge fund boys bought up real estate. And because a lot of hedge fund boys bought up real estate, you know, it's not going to be coming down. So there's some things that this gentleman said that needs to be refuted. And I'm saying 41 years of doing real estate, I'm about to tell you why real estate is expensive. Okay? The number 1 reason real estate is so expensive has to do with government. Government interfere with real estate in the United States. Regulation. Have you heard Dodd-Frank? So let's see what happened. So in 1927, real estate crashed. Okay, so then Roosevelt came in, he made laws. Okay, then after that, you had the Great Savings, that crashed. Whoop. Banks shut down, government shut down banks again. Then they had more laws. Then in 2008, President Obama became president and he shut down a whole bunch of banks. I was about 27 years old when that happened. And I have friends 20 years from now, 20 years today, 47, still trying to get more wealth because they have lost everything. Then the Dodd-Frank came in and then it had the opposite of the crash. It had Wall Street hoarding all of the properties. So this gentleman on Fox News, he's not seen reality. We have never had Blackstone buying up real estate in the United States before. That's why commercial real estate crashed, because Blackstone left commercial. All the commercial boys left and went to residential. Also, why commercial is crashing, it's because everything is on the internet now. The internet is a new digital real estate. All right, so you might be saying, how does this benefit me? Number 3 ways for you to get benefited from this. Number 1, you need to learn how to save. Invest, save your money. Get rid of bad debt. Credit cards are bad debt. Car payments are bad debt. And student loans, undergrad, those are bad debt. Go to school cash. I went 30 hours a week and then go to school. So you want to look for good debt. Having a mortgage is a good debt. Having a mortgage is not a bad debt. Okay? You don't have to pay up your mortgage. You can pay it down. But having a mortgage is a good debt. So you want some skin in the game. Zillow is doing 1% down. FHA is 3%. Go for townhomes. Forget the single family homes. Look to townhomes. 265,000 Phoenix, Arizona. 3% down. Get the 1% from Zillow. That's 2650. You save 5,000. How are you going to save 5,000? Get rid of the car payment. Take bus, Uber, or train. When I bought my first home, I gave up my car and I took the bus and train. Yes, I was in Florida. But I'm telling you, that's one way to come up with the amount to save. Once you get rid of the $700 a month in 10 months, you have yourself a down payment. Move in with relatives. Tell them you need 10 months to save. Don't have any pride. Move in with relative. Cut back expenses and use it to save. Start a 401 today. Savings are, it's like I tell my family, it's all a muscle. Saving is a muscle. You can do it. Look, where I'm from in Jamaica, you had to save. It's only America people don't save. And now the inflation is so bad that Americans are forced to save. Other countries, they are saving. It's time you learn to save. Saving is a muscle. The more you use it is the more you're going to do it. It is tough when you start, but you will learn it. I'm Tisha Paul. You recognize my face from Fox News or Newsmax or when we went viral on Twitter. Friends, go ahead and hit that free like and that free subscribe button. I'll bring you more breaking business news. And why is real estate so expensive? Because of the United States government. Every time the real estate market crashes, there's big government behind it. President Clinton once wanted everybody to own a home, so that was FHA. That brought in 3%. Homes went from 5 digits to 6 digits, courtesy of Mr. Clinton. 2008, President Obama did the banking crisis. Houses crashed, people lost millions. Then the Dodd-Frank came in very strict, where banks were giving own properties down with 10% down. So hedge fund boys ran in, they bought it all up, and government gave 2%. Who's going to give up 2% when inflation is what? Not even inflation is 2% anymore. So for the gentleman to say that commercial real estate is coming to an end, residential, he's meaning areas, pocket areas. Some areas like California and Florida, they're going to have problems, but that's years out. I'm Tisha Powell. Go ahead and check out the nice, beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous stuff from Neiman Marcus. And friends, go ahead and hit that free like and that free subscribe button. We'll be back tomorrow with more, probably real estate, social media, or breaking news from the United States.